Just watched Straw last night, Tyler Perry's new film. And before y'all get to Tyler Perry bashing, I just have one question for y'all. Why do you watch? Okay? If you do not like his content, if you do not like his films, if you feel like he is exploiting black women, why do you watch it? That's my question. And I'm going to carry on with my 2 cents in on what I thought about the movie. Okay. Let's start. Should I start with the good or the bad? Let's start with the good, okay? The cast, amazing. The star-studded cast, okay? Sherry, Taraji P. Henson, Tiana Taylor, Glenn Turman, Colonel from a Different World, Rockman Dunbar, and big shout out to TP for putting Sinbad back on the map. Okay, we got Sinbad. After all he's been through, he did an amazing job. Small but significant role. Like, cast, chef's kiss. Taraji's performance as Janaya, chef's kiss. Because it was frantic, it was heartbreaking, it was emotional, it was sad. At times it was like erratic. And again, all of the things that a lot of single mothers feel throughout the day. One thing she's going to do every time, she's going to eat. Okay? She's like, great performance. Tiana Taylor as Detective Raymond. I was having a little struggle. At first it was like, okay, I'm not seeing it. I'm not getting detective. But I was certainly getting bad bitch. I'm sorry. She just gives... Now, me and my sister agreed. Like, the hair was like, they should have went with like a low cut, real like bossy kind of detective, not to F with. But overall, I think her performance was amazing. I felt the emotion. I felt like she tapped into her real life, now being a single mom type. I think she did an amazing job. And my favorite scene that I had to rewind, baby, when she finally figured out who the cop was that threatened Janaya and she ran down on him and that New Yorker came out, baby, I was living for that scene. I said, rewind it. I gotta see it again. Sherry, I think she did a phenomenal job. I watched the clip of her and Tyler Perry, and she was like, oh, she downplays herself a lot. But I don't know if you're ever going to see this girl, but you did an amazing job. And she did such an amazing job that every single time that bomb she thought was about to go off, her anxiety, and she had me like, oh my God. Even though we know for a fact it was her daughter's toy, but every time she got scared, I got scared. And I already knew that it wasn't a real bomb, but for whatever reason, she was selling the fantasy of, I'm scared for my life. Compassion she had for Janaya was everything. She showed, like, I'm scared, but I'm also like, damn, my heart breaks for this lady. So I enjoyed that. And I even enjoyed Shorty with the braids, the teller that was like, yo, are y'all for real? Like, y'all sitting here kumbayaing with this lady like she not trying to kill us, like she not robbing the bank, like she don't got us hostage. Let's be realistic. If you were in that situation, a lot of times you're not going to feel the need to want to bond with somebody that's holding you hostage. You're going to be like, yo, you crazy, let me up out of here. So I appreciated her character too. The ending shocked me a little bit. I did want to see, should I give spoilers? I love to give a good spoiler. If you're watching this review, that means you already saw the movie, so we're going to give it, okay? I'm not going to lie. I almost wanted the scene where Janaya was imagining what was going to happen when the cops came in. I almost wanted that to be real. And I know people were like, why would you want to see her unalived? But to me, I felt like it would have made it more realistic. And that is a lot of times how a situation like that would play out, especially since she actually did unalive some people in the beginning of the movie. I felt like that would have gave it like a real impact of her being unalive. But of course, we also love a happy ending, so I'm not mad at us having that moment of, oh my God, they unalived her, but then also like, oh my God, they didn't unalive her. You know what I mean? Like, makes sense? I also, spoiler, I also thought the plot twist of her daughter actually being unalive this entire time, also, I did not see that coming. I was also a little confused when her mother revealed to her on the phone, like, oh, she already DIED. And I was like, wait, did this happen while all of this was transpiring in the bank? And then I realized, like, oh, wait, no, the entire movie, her child was already gone, which was her final straw and what made her actually snap. And all of the things throughout the day when she was talking, when she dropped, because I was like, why? When she dropped her daughter off at school, the principal was looking at her weird, and I was like, why is she giving her that face? All of this over $40. But then I realized they were wondering, who was she talking to? Who were you dropping off? Again, as a writer, sometimes I predict plot twists. Like, I can see they're going this route, that route. But I really didn't see the plot twist coming. Everything she was just imagining in her head. And then I'm curious, and tell me what y'all think. There was a scene where she was like, I don't want my daughter going to my mother or my sister because they're crazy. And it made me think, like, was Janiyah suffering with mental health issues outside of just being an overwhelmed, stressed out mom? Was she also dealing with mental health issues? Was she actually the crazy one? That's what made me think. What do y'all think about that? Now let's just tap into the whole Tyler Perry exploiting black women thing. I didn't get that from this movie. I watched it alongside my mom, my stepdad, and my mom was extremely emotional. When Taraji's character, Janiyah, was having her monologue when the bank teller went live and was recording her, and she expressed every single hardship she was dealing with and facing as a black woman, as a single mother, as a mother. As the older woman said in the movie, I don't know anybody who couldn't feel that moment or be moved by that moment. And a lot of single mothers felt seen and heard. So for everyone to feel like, oh, he's just trying to exploit, like, why does black women always have to struggle in his movies? Because a lot of what black women are here are struggling. A lot of black women want to be seen and heard, and that movie probably made them feel like, oh my gosh, like, this is how I feel. So to me, I feel like he was tapping in on every single struggle that a black woman may go through, a black single mother may go through, and he's just shedding light on what's really going on. And I don't see it as exploitation. I see it as his aunt, his friend, his grandmother, his cousins, his whoever coming to him, maybe with a story, maybe with a cry for help, and he puts it into his art. And as a writer, I don't see anything wrong with that, because I would do the same thing. I do write about what I can relate to. I do write about what is around me. I mean, if you want to see the happy-go-lucky black woman get her ending fairy tale, then go watch those type of movies. And if they're not being made, go and make one if you're creative that way, I mean, you wouldn't read a Stephen King book or a movie expecting a rom-com. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you know what to expect from Tyler Perry, it is what it is. And if you're not in support of that, then don't watch it. Now, let's get into some of the things that I did not like. And it wasn't many, but there was a few. Immediately when the movie started, I was already like, okay, it's going real Tyler Perry-ish. Like, the way that man was talking to her, Glenn Turman, her boss, it was like, really? Who? And I'm not saying that there's not people out here that talks to their, employers like that, but it was just going too far for me. Like, bro, I would have walked off that job so fast. I don't care how bad I need it. You're not about to talk to me like that. So to me, I felt like he just told him, be as evil as you can, and he just really went in, which is very annoying to me. I also did not like the way the cop was talking to her. Again, these situations happen, but it was just like, bro, please, okay? Some of the hallucinations she was having about her daughter, to me, just felt a little unrealistic. It was like, okay, that wouldn't make sense, or I don't know. And then I think the pile up of things that kept happening to her, it was like, it started with the loud music, then the landlord, oh, I'm putting you out. Then it was like the people at her job cursing her out, the boss cursing her out. only to get a phone call from the school. Now she got to run up to the school, get to the school, CPS there, they taking her daughter. She get back to the job, it's raining. She gets into a car accident with the cop. The cop runs her down. She gets home, now she's evicted. Like, it was just like, really? Like, ain't that much bad luck in the world that all of that shit would be transpiring in one day. But I would like to chuck it up to his creativity. Said, I'm going to compile every worst case scenario that can happen to a single mother and put it into one day, as if this was just a breaking point. But I'm going to cram it only one day. Personally, I would have stretched it out or showed us a compilation of her life. Like, this is what she goes through on a regular basis, in some type of montage, instead of just like making it seem like all of this shit happened in one day. It was just like, I don't know. Other than that, I think everything was good. I think the message was loud and clear. Oh, and TP, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Because many of us, especially mothers, I'm pretty sure, can say, we now understand this picture. We get it now. We understand why my girl was sitting on the edge of that bed contemplating life. We get it. The acting was great, which made it a great movie. And that's just that. 10 out of 10 recommend. Straw by Tyler Perry, streaming now on Netflix. Perfect name, by the way. Made total sense. And yeah, y'all go and check it out. I think it's worth it. It was good. I enjoyed it. Good job, Tyler Perry. Getting attacked. Good job, Tyler Perry.